Adam Bazalgette here, founder of SW Golf Academy. Today, my #1 drill to help you stop casting the club in your downswing. You don't want that club moving away from you. We'll get into what it looks like, what it should look like, and I've got a really good drill for you. Easy to apply. I think you'll like it. If you're new to the channel, would love it if you'd subscribe. We have a lot of free content, more we hope to be bringing your way. Hit the bell there, you'll be notified every time a new video is coming your way. And at the App Store, SW Golf Academy, wonderful app, free to you, training aids, tempo trainers, green reading. Hope you'll pick that up. Just to give you a brief mental picture, we look at this amateur golfer on the right, and what I want you to notice is the spacing between the head and the golf club there, late in the backswing, and how that almost immediately starts to widen. There's a lot of this is what we call casting, that's why we call it that. And you might get, let's say, a more mild form of this. This isn't bad at all, really, but you can still see the seeds of that push, the club moving, watch it, away from the hat there. That would be pretty mild, but that's the general idea. If we look at Jessica Corder there on the right, let's have a look at the space. She's, say, just the other side of that tree trunk with the golf club when her arms are parallel. It's the body that moves first, and that right arm, or the trail arm if you like, loads. The other side of the tree, closer to her body. Great, great stuff for hitting it with power. Okay, two mental causes. Before we get to our drill, let's look at two mental causes I think are the primary ones that cause people to do this. #1, too much aiming at the golf ball. In their mind's eye, the target isn't way out there somewhere. You know, some birds overhead. The target isn't way out there somewhere. They're trying to hit this ball. Not a great idea. Swing that way. #2 is they're trying to hit the ball with power with just brute force. They're just trying to create speed this way rather than trying to create more of a whip-like effect with this club that's fairly lightweight. The two most common physical causes, swing traits in other words, that I see that cause this is this trail arm, right hand for the right-handed golfer, getting too squashed and stuck at the top of the backswing. That will make you want to unstick it. As a quick checkpoint, you always, if you have a decent camera angle, should see some space between your head and the club shaft at the top, and certainly with an iron, some space out here. Not going to camp out on that. And the other one, maybe the worst, open club face. If you get a weak grip, hard to square it up, and the face gets open, pretty much if you don't throw the hands a bit, you're going to leave everything to the right. So if you get those causes out of the way, we're not going to camp on those. We're ready for our drill. Our drill, what is it? Well, it's a drill I've come across over the years, but I'd forgotten about it. Recently, a very good friend of mine, great teaching pro, Erica Larkin, reminded me of it in a video, so I'm stealing this one from Erica. The claw. Now we're going to show you a juiced up version of this, a steroided version, in just a moment, but let's go with the basic one. Like that, like the old Star Trek Vulcan, grip it that way. And what you're going to find there is you have a hard time doing anything with your right hand once you do that. I would recommend using a tee. And what we want to feel here is relaxed, no real worries about solid contact, and keep that distant target, not golf ball, in your mind. We're going to grip it like that, little practice swing, medium scale, and that club is just going to play in your hand. You'll feel some play in the club. That's what you want to be feeling. Wonderful way to take the venom out of that trail hand here. Let's have a close-up look at how we're going to adjust this for our juiced up version, so to speak. We're going with the same basic grip, but instead of getting it in the webbing of the fingers, I'm going to put it out towards the end of the fingers. Now I hardly have any contact on with that trail hand. Pretty hard to overdo the thrust when you have it like that. Have a link to a free 3-part video series, Solid Strike Formula, below this video. Hope you'll check that out when I'm done here. Now let me give you a word to the wise before we do this drill. I've taught golf for decades. I've watched people struggle. I've struggled with this thing. Let me give you some advice. Drills don't help people usually, nor do teaching aids for that matter, and it isn't the fault of the drill or the teaching aid necessarily. What happens is people think it's like vitamins or something. If I just do the drill, then my swing's going to change. It won't. Unless your mind changes, unless your experience of what's going on in the swing changes, and obviously the drill's designed to give you the correct feel, and you can compare notes mentally. How does my swing feel? Unless you're engaged mentally, it's just not going to help you that much. So just a word to the wise there. All right, let's get our drill here. Now what we're going to feel, of course, it's almost impossible to thrust this thing down. Really smooth swing. I love the way that feels. I might do this drill when I'm finished filming. I'm telling you, if you experience zero thrust of this trail arm, zero casting or zero pickup of speed that way, you are going to have to use your hips and body more dynamically. It will be natural to do so. That is a great trade-off. Believe me, great players don't have to try to use their hips. That's just how they get the golf club moving. So let's try it again. There it is. Unlike anything, I'm going to want to rake a ball over. I'll stay small scale, my normal grip. I feel very much the same thing, transfer back and forth. You do this drill, you are going to really help your downswing. No more casting the club.